So it was 19:35 p.m. Nope, not the year, unfortunately, but it could be. Anyway, it is Saturday. Happy Sexy Saturday, y'all. So I got a trilogy to run off and another video to run off after that. So it'll take about an hour, 2 hours. So the trilogy I'm running off is Robocop from 87, 89, and 93. So here's my thoughts. Now, I watched these back to back to back Thursday. Nah, I was just in the mood to unwind and try to find myself again. So, Robocop. So the first is beyond iconic, and it's funny that Kenny shows up in the precinct after being killed. He does. He shows up. If you don't know that, go back and rewatch. He gets murdered viciously by Ed 209, and then his ass shows up in Metro West talking to Reed. But he's not mentioned, he's just standing there. Robocane is amazing in design, while OCP goes full Nazi with that giant flag outside. Oh, yeah. The third one is basically a stark prediction of what's going on now with ICE rounding up migrants. Yeah. I do like the weapons the rehab officers are packing in their body armor, too. Like, it looks really fucking good. To see Cadillac Heights turned into a war zone is pretty sad, because that's literally what most, California anyway, Baltimore. I live an hour from Baltimore. So, yeah. Let's see. It's a shame that Peter Weller can't do the movements anymore. Yeah, he can't telegraph it like he used to. He tried to, he can't because he's gotten older. But then again, you have other folks that could do it, like I'm trying to think of his fucking name, Doug Jones and Anthony Rapp. I think that's the right one. I think because they could do that shit. I do like the upgrades and the arm attachments. That's cool. I really like that. I wish he had a little more with it though. And I was today years old when I found out Robert John Burke took over for Peter Weller in 3. Yeah, all my life I thought it was Peter Weller, and I found it's Robert John Burke. Robocop 2 did a good job of showcasing Murphy's memories resurfacing while moving on to protect his wife's memory. Though, to be fair, he didn't really need a trilogy. Nah. Like, 1 just closes it all out. Like, he gets annihilated, comes back, gets revenge, everybody's dead, hunky dory. This is actually my second rewatch of the trilogy, too. Entirely second rewatch. Nah. Damn shame Lewis got shot down like that. That's so wild. And she did go out on a high note. I think she did. And I've also reviewed the 2014 remake, which I enjoyed on the second rewatch, so you can check that out whenever. I do like the Atomo cyborgs. People hate them. I like them. I have to say, R3 is more light, dark in tone versus the previous two. Like it's a major tone shift, but still dark in its own way. Kind of surprised how long Jill Hennessy's hair was back then too. Like I knew her from Law and Order, but I knew she was in 3. I'd just forgotten. Rip Torn does make an interesting CEO. Missed that motherfucker. Same with Miguel Ferrer. Also smart on using the same oh my locations in the trilogy. Saves on budget. Yeah, because I was watching. Was it 2 or was it 3? One of them was like, oh, it's the same fucking factory. Budget. I love it. And I can appreciate R3 expanding on the homelessness and how OCP is affecting the city with its aggressive expansion to make Delta City a dream come true. And I love the police surveillance van that Dr. Lazarus brings. So pretty. Also, Robo's POV is amazing in this too, because seeing him, get built back up and little snippets of him just seeing this happen, it's like, ooh, crazy. Robert John Burke does a good Robocop. I'll give him that. Same goes for Joel Kinnaman, too. Though Joel's portrayal is more human condition versus unstoppable force. Yeah. Well, it was more about justice overall. And it's crazy that McTaggart deputized the Splatterpunks against the cops. Literally foreshadowing what the California mayor said to the gangs. Gotta love it. There's a lot of old ass movies, man. Literally, when I covered Rambo Part 3. Um, yeah, that one was a foreshadowing Russia versus Ukraine. Yeah, wild shit, dude. Wild shit. McTaggart's end was comical, same with the Atomos. Also fascinating that 3 directors made this trilogy up too. I did not know that. No. Because everybody sees it like, oh yeah, Verhoeven did the whole thing. No, it's the same argument with Star Wars too. Oh, Dave Filoni did it all. No, he did not. Verhoeven was visceral and unapologetic. Kirshner showed the middle layer of gritty corporate greed, and Decker took it to the humanity level with how it affects citizens. No. So it's basically a precursor of what The Wire would do over 5 seasons in the future. Yeah. And I like that show. I still need to rewatch it. Also amazing how Frank Miller did well with all 3 directors too, because sometimes writers don't get along with a lot of them directors, and vice versa. R3 does stand out for being different, but does close out the trilogy. No. The special effects might be dated in some aspects, but still hold up versus today's CGI Cumfest bonanza. Ugh. Like, I will take 80s and 90s and 2000s effects over today's CGI Cumfest shit. Fuck that. Ugh. No, thank you. Like, I don't care about hyper detailing anymore. It's just like, give me something that actually works and actually fits, you know? And I also dare you to find a trilogy that shows corporate corruption, police standing up to it, and civilians fighting gentrification in this manner. And no, Star Wars does not count. Sorry. It's bleak, on point, raw, and realistic to this day. Still crazy. And it's odd that the first film is rated X when it's basically a typical R-rated flick. But then for 87, NC-17 didn't exist yet. So how would I rate this trilogy? 7, 9 out of 10. My fave out of it is the first one, with R3 being a close second. Yeah. 2 is okay. I don't know what the fuck it is. Like, I like it, but it's honestly, when you break it down, it's just a rehash of 1. The only thing that's different is it's just drugs thrown in the mix. So it's literally just Walmart clearance versus Robo. Fun stuff. Kane is more OCP's enemy versus Murphy's retrospectively. Yes, Kane did cut his ass apart, but his target shift went from Murphy to OCP. Nah, because OCP killed his ass and then brought him back in a bot form. Yeah. Clarence really is top tier villain next to OCP and Skynet. Yeah. Because I also reviewed Robocop versus Terminator. And that was a good story. Love that fucking story. Best cop in this is Sergeant Reed next to Lewis. Nah, not Murphy. Sorry, it's too easy to pick Murphy. I like Reed more. Way, way more. How do I rate each film? OG's 9, 5 out of 10. R2's 8, 1. And R3 is 7, 8 out of 10. No. That was hard too. I had a hard time trying to rate these fucking things. Because each of them, they've aged in different ways. And, I'm not going to sit here and be the cherry picking type. Fuck that. These are my honest reviews. Like, I'm not sitting here sponsored by shit. I'm not affiliated with anybody. I'm just watching this shit, giving my unfiltered opinions. That's how I roll. Who is the best version of Robo? This one I had trouble with a lot because I had to really think about this. Joel, then Peter, followed by Robert. No. Like, I like Peter Weller. He's an amazing character, amazing actor. But If we're talking depth and shit, Joel knocks both of them out of the park easily. Like, yeah, Peter set the bar, Joel took that bar and ran with that bitch. And Robert is so underrated because I guess he was just a thrown in, but he still telegraphed really good. And it was so wild because I had no idea that he had been called in. That's so wild. Because I've only known him from like a bunch of side projects and shit. No. Ed 209 still my favorite out of the robot creations. Oh yeah. Kane's cool, lacks in some areas. Like he has a great fucking layout. I like his layout. But he just feels so kind of cheapish in a way. I don't know. And Robocop is high tech, low tech for 87. He's high tech, but still low tech in his ways. He's got his gun holster at his hip. He's got his spike, his data spike. He's got 4 basic commands. He's literally a dog. And he really does look low. He looks so high tech, but he's still low tech in everything he does. Like he still has his basic memory of how to handle rudimentary shit, which is nice. And I honestly wouldn't mind seeing a gender swap version either at some point. I know all you older motherfuckers like, oh no, not a woman. She better be hot. Fuck that. It's not about hot. And the woman I have in mind, Tilda Swinton. Yep. Because I like her depth, and I liked her the most in Constantine. And I really think she could pull this role off if she was tapped for it. I really think she could. It's an interesting idea in my head because I like that. Like, I'm all for gender swapping characters. That's fun. And race swapping, too. It's great. But, oh well, whatever. Gatekeepers don't want to hear that shit. They don't want their precious childhoods ruined. My childhood is ruined. Y'all niggas need help. But if you don't like Robocop, that's fine. That's cool. If you've never seen this trilogy, never heard of it, you should check it out for yourself and see how it goes. If you enjoyed all 3 of these films, you enjoyed the remake, check them out again. Shit. Times change. So does your perspective. Never know, you might miss something. But yeah, I love the original so much because it's so visceral and shit. Like, it's so raw. Like, damn. Like, I wish there were more raw takes like that. And the fact that it was rated X, like, damn. Like, wow. X. I like it. I wish there were more R and NC-17 films out, but oh well. No theater wants to carry that because they'll risk losing ticket sales and shit. So, whatever. But that'd be interesting though if it had stayed X and opened in a porno theater. It would be an underground porno legend for that matter. Crazy. That's the other thing. There's no sexuality in this shit either. No, I love that. That's the best part about this. It's not about, it doesn't focus on sexuality and shit. It just focuses on, the brutality and shit. Yeah, I know about fucking, God, I can't think of his name. Miguel snorting coke and shit with those 2 chicks. That's about it for sensuality and shit, or sexuality. Nothing else. It's not like Predator 2. That's good shit. I love that movie. That's my absolute favorite movie. But, yeah. So, if you enjoy cyborg films, this is a good cyborg film to get into. I kind of wish there was an ultimate visual history for this trilogy and shit, or just the whole saga of Robocop, honestly, because he's got 4 films, comics, games, TV shows, uh, toys, all kinds of goodies. So, yeah, that's what I got for that. So I'll be back with some more. Stay tuned.